I'm Steve Thompson, president of Emery Thompson Machine, and today we have a great product for you called Mami's. I get it wrong.
You got it.
I got it right this time.
Yeah, you got it.
Mami's Vegan Gelato, otherwise known as dairy-free ice cream. And Nate is with me today. He's Vice President of Sales and Marketing, and we're going to make an Oreo cookie dairy-free ice cream. It's fantastic. The taste is unbelievable. I wish you could be here to taste it. It's addictive. It's so good. Another thing that's so great about it is being dairy-free. Down here in Florida with the hot climate that we have, we don't run high-fat ice creams when we do make dairy ice cream because the high fat will give you a headache, it'll give you a stomach ache. We don't like people dropping dead in the parking lot, but primarily you don't want to have someone eat something and then just say, like you go to an Italian restaurant, you eat too much pasta and too much bread, it's your own fault. But you leave there and you say, oh, Luigi's made me feel so full, therefore I'm not going back to Luigi's, I don't like feeling full. Luigi didn't do anything to you, it was that you ate too much. Or, even worse, or as worse, you say, oh gee, well I guess that's my Italian food for this month, I'll go back in a couple of 3 months. We're making a product today that I guarantee you, as one of my customers said, he was coming out of a store after eating this, and he said, oh, that was so good, I'm going to go back and get another one. And his friend said, you got to watch your weight there. He says, this is so good, I'll give up my second martini for this tonight. So we're going to turn you over to the person who would makes the product that they would give up their second martini for if you were to drink a martini. And Nate, take it away.
Well, thanks for that introduction, Steve. And yeah, well, it's going to be pretty simple here. I'm just going to show you how to prepare the vegan gelato mix that came out of this bag here. I've already measured 1.9 kilograms to make a 6-quart batch, although I think we're only going to do 4 quarts in the batch freezer, so we'll have a little leftover mix. That's beside the point. So anyway, I measured out the amount that I needed from this bag here. And then I just need to add water. The product is an add water and blend, and then you're good to go. Obviously, if you want to add any flavors, today we're going to add some vanilla to kind of give a little punch to the cookies and cream. And then we're going to add the Oreo cookies while the product is freezing, and also as it's being extracted, we're going to crumble some more cookies to give what Steve calls identity to the product. So it's pretty easy here. I'm just going to add the rest of this water. And if you haven't watched the other videos, I'll just go ahead and reiterate that we have recipes for whatever size batch you want to make. You can use a whole one of these bags to make about 4.5 gallons of liquid, or you can make a gallon at a time. There's a recipe on the bag for a 1 gallon at a time, or you can double it and do 2 gallons. And if you have questions or you want to do custom batch sizes, give me a call. I think my information will probably be below this video or next to it. So we've got a small immersion blender here. This is Steve's blender. Today we're going to use this commercial blender. It's a 450 watt blender, and it's kind of a monster, but it's really handy for doing bigger batches. So fire this thing up. I'll just go ahead and point out that there's some leeway with how thoroughly you need to blend the product. I like to totally emulsify it and make it a really good liquid before I put it in the batch freezer. Although if there's a few, there's a range. It'll continue mixing while it's in there. But I like to completely emulsify it with the immersion blender so it just has that absolutely smooth coconut texture coming out. Coconut cream texture, I should say. So this is good to go here. Steve, I believe, knows kind of the right amount of vanilla to add to this. I'm going to first measure, we'll do 4 quarts for this batch.
Okay. I like using vanilla. It bolsters a lot of flavors. I mean, if you've got an overwhelming flavor like chocolate, like we just made, you don't need to add anything to it. But the Oreo cookie, it's nice to have the addition of the vanilla. Vanilla is very expensive right now, coming from Madagascar, but the price is what we call fungible. It means it goes up and down. It will come down again. It may take another year or so, but it will drop. So don't be afraid of that. I use Nielsen Massey vanilla or Lockhead vanilla. This is Lockhead out of Colorado. And I'm very generous with the vanilla. I'm going to use, those of you who had a grandmother in Brooklyn or the Bronx, Long Island, Philadelphia, you'll probably recognize that. That's a squeeze cup, or otherwise known as a pleated water cup. And we use that for Italian ice, and it would also be a good way to serve this product, where you put it in here and you just eat it from the bottom. But it is 3.5 ounces, so it's a good measure for me.
That's convenient.
Yeah, and so I'm going to throw that in there just to give an extra boost. You don't have to do it. Isn't there already some vanilla in the white mix?
There actually is not.
Oh, okay.
So there's no vanilla. It's just a white coconut base, and then we also produce a chocolate coconut base. They're both powdered. But yeah, it's pretty much a blank slate. So if you want vanilla, you add vanilla. The coconut on its own is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
great. As you could probably attest to, I think you've made it.
Oh, I made it last night. It was fantastic. Can I give that one shot?
Yeah, absolutely.
With the blender or my blender? Either one.
I think the little one will be fine for this.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's see if I can pass this test. All right. All right, we should be good to go.
All right. I'll pour it in. And we're going to use the CB-350 here, which makes 6 liters, maximum 6 liters. Make sure the gate's closed. Sometimes I leave it open from after having sanitized the machine, and I'm wondering why all this product is going all over the floor. There's not a flaw in the machine.
It's a bad day.
I left the gate open. Okay.
It might be worth just making a huge banner that says, close the gate.
I've tried everything. I still make mistakes. Usually I wait till I'm on live TV, and then I do it wrong.
It makes for good viewing.
So we'll start this up. Let me go over here, show you. This is the infinite overrun control. I invented this about 14 years ago, and it lets me make anything that can be produced. I'm going to hit homemade, and whoops, wrong thing. Homemade, start, and that's spinning. Now I'm going to turn on the refrigeration, and we're going to set a clock for about 7 minutes.
Now, do we want to go ahead and add the Oreo cookies now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, right now we're going to start pouring in the cookies.
So this is about a gallon batch. You're saying you like to do, you said for a 12 quart batch you would do a whole one of these.
For the bigger machine I would use the whole bag.
Sometimes we only want to use like a third.
No, I would use half. It's 6 quarts.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Well, it's 6 finished quarts.
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm going to put in about there's 3 rows. And don't try this with any other machine to avoid your warranty.
Yeah, this is only Emery Thompson.
But the cookies go right in. And you can't ever have too many cookies. And besides, it's always nice to have a recipe that leaves at least 2 for the operator. Because you cannot make this product without eating a cookie.
Quality control.
Yes.
And I'll mention this before I forget to mention it. Oreos are completely dairy-free and vegan. No animal products whatsoever. So you might not know that, but yeah, this mix is dairy-free, the coconut mix is dairy-free, the Oreos are dairy-free, so this is a 100% vegan, dairy-free cookies and cream recipe. And also, it's not just Oreos, it's also Nutter Butter cookies, multiple Girl Scout cookies like the Thin Mints, the peanut butter chocolate, those are vegan. And then of course you have all sorts of candies. So the list of dairy-free inclusions that you can use is pretty long. There are a lot of products out there are already dairy-free.
When my wife Paula discovered vegan and gluten-free and a few other terms, I thought my life was coming to an end.
Yep.
But when I heard you say that these were dairy-free, it was the second best news I'd heard since I heard that Fritos are gluten-free. You can eat all the Fritos you want.
There you go.
Of course, the dip that you're putting in is another story, but the Fritos themselves go wild.
And you could even put Fritos in this mix, but I wouldn't recommend it.
No, it's not a good ice cream. But you were telling me that you're doing some cereal ice creams.
Oh yeah, that's a trend I've heard is cereal inclusion. So like Frosted Flakes or Fruit Loops. You know,
Fruit Loops, that would be great.
Oh yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Man.
It's, you know, we'll see how long the trend lasts, but if you want to do something new for a change, you'll get some sweet cereal, mix it in, and most cereals are also dairy-free. Obviously, you can do that with dairy flavors too, but yeah, with the coconut base and some Frosted Flakes, you just might have a winner.
Now, you know, I took a cereal product that is a famous old recipe out of Boston, and I gave it a new twist. It was during the political season, and I had an ulterior motive. Donald Trump, as we know, has his own jet. I have my own airport. I have out back there 7,200 feet of runway. I can take a jumbo jet in here.
A jumbo jet?
A jumbo jet will fit very nicely.
Next time I'm just going to fly in here for the next video.
Bring your own plane, believe me. I wish I could. So I took this old flavor and renamed it, and I'll show you what I used. I was back over here. This is a lot better than it sounds. I mean, the idea of it just sounds terrible, but grape nuts. Not the flakes, the crunchy ones.
Every good dessert starts with grape nuts, right?
This one does. So you use grape nuts, and you get golden raisins. And you don't use the dark raisins. They don't work. They don't plump up the way the golden ones do. So you buy the golden raisins, and you put a box of the golden raisins into the coconut mix overnight, and they will absorb the blend into the raisin and soften them up even more. And so I've got this runway. We've got a political season. I've got a new name. I want to give it a new name so I can maybe attract someone to come down and see me. And the person running on the Democrat side, the name wouldn't really apply. So I called this Trump Nuts.
There you go.
Yeah, Donald Trump Nuts. And if you had a cup of coffee, it's a Trump Nuts breakfast. I sent it off to him, sent overnight FedEx, trying to get
the finished product?
No, not the finished product, just the name.
Okay.
And I said, I got it here waiting for you. Here's my runway. Here are the coordinates for it. Come on down. I'm still waiting.
Still waiting.
But I hope spring's eternal, so I'm hoping that one day the President of the United States will come down and have some Trump Nuts ice cream.
Well, maybe you can overnight it with some dry ice and get it up to him. That's another option.
I got a feeling it won't get past the Secret Service. This is the best tasting stuff.
You're not going to put it in a backpack and jump the fence and take it there yourself?
No, I had someone try that. It didn't work out. It didn't work the way we planned it.
Yeah.
So what other flavors are you doing that are exciting?
Exciting flavors. Well, there are lots of variations you can do. Actually, we did a coffee. A coffee cookies and cream is good.
Yeah.
You mentioned ginger snap. Ginger snap's a great flavor.
Yeah.
With the coconut mix, you know, pretty much any fruit flavor is going to do pretty well. And what you're going to want to do is replace about 1/3 of the water in the recipe with a fruit juice or fresh fruit, as long as it's high water content fruit, like strawberries.
Yeah.
And then you'll get a great fruit flavor resulting from that. We talked about Green Mountain flavors in a previous video. We do recommend Green Mountain flavors. We have recipes that we can send to you if you end up running this mix in your machine. We'll send you some recipes to get you started. But yeah, strawberry is great. Pineapple is amazing. You know, pina colada flavor.
So back on the substitution, you're saying that if I normally use 4 quarts of the blend, I could use 3 quarts and then add a quart of strawberries.
Yes, that's right.
If that's a high moisture content.
Exactly.
You could do that, or you could also adjust your formula and actually add a little more of the Mami's mix and still add your strawberries. Because
either way,
even though we rate the machine at 6 quarts finished capacity, it actually makes more than that.
Yeah.
We rate all our machines by actually how much comes out, not how much water it could hold. So it's an honest rating.
Yeah, makes it easier to plan out.
And then the creativity is really up to yours. There's, if you look at my other videos at EmeryThompson.com, there's 258 how-to videos there, and a lot of them are done with a guy named Tie-Dye Jeff. And Tie-Dye came up with the idea of doing all his shopping for ice creams at the supermarket. So
why not?
He'll buy key lime pie mix, just the powdered pie mix. Pour it in here with a little more lime juice, and just the best key lime ice cream you've ever tasted.
There you go.
That's simple.
There
so those
go.
recipes are up there,
Absolutely.
and they can all be made. Every single one of my recipes can be made with the Mamis, just substituting the dairy product. Take that out and put in the coconut base here, and you'll have a dairy-free ice cream.
Exactly, and just of course make sure whatever, like Oreos are vegan, you just want to make sure whatever particular flavor you're using is dairy-free as well. But beyond that, the coconut mix is very flexible, and I just want to reiterate that again. All you need is this powdered mix, add water and blend it, and then everything from there is your creativity. But you can just add water, blend, and go into the machine and make a coconut ice cream. So there's a lot of flexibility. Like Steve said, you know, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. The recipes are out there. Tweak them, adjust them, get creative. But you're going to have, with this mix, you're going to be able to expand your offerings exponentially, you know, because every recipe that you have, or a vast majority of them, you're going to be able to use a coconut base and then attract a whole new market. Lactose intolerant people, vegans, people on the paleo diet. You know, a lot of people out there are trying to avoid dairy, so it's a great way to kind of stake a claim for yourself.
You know what surprised me is I'm so used to dealing with large companies, and we specialize in ma and pop businesses. That's what we seek out.
Right.
And yet they're still told by these big flavor companies, you've got to buy a tractor trailer load. And you know, this guy comes out of the tractor trailer and says, "Hey lady, your strawberries are here."
Right.
And you got a tractor trailer load. Your minimum order is just 4 of those bags.
That's right.
That's really manageable for any size business or someone who wants to experiment in their home.
That's right. We want to make it easy as possible, really, for the owner, operator, even a small mom and pop shop, to go ahead and start making dairy-free ice cream, you know, today. So 50-pound case is 4 of these bags, and we ship that nationwide.
We have a lot of people buying this model, the CB-200. It makes 3 quarts at a time,
Right.
and it runs on regular house current. So you can set this up in your kitchen and do all the experimenting you want. You're also going to be, every party's going to be at your house, because instead of just the regular margaritas, you've got dairy-free ice cream.
Yeah.
There's nothing more fun on a Saturday night. And so with that quantity, how long can I keep that bag once I open it?
Once you open it, I would use it all within a month.
Oh, that's a lot of time.
Oh yeah, you've got time.
Do I refrigerate it, or?
No refrigeration. It's shelf stable. It's got a 1-year shelf life.
Wow.
So you get a case of it. You know, you'll probably sell it faster, but it will last you a whole season if you want to stock up.
But if you're just getting ready to open up a business and you want to experiment with your flavors, a month is a long time.
That's right.
And a 1-year shelf life, that's going to go through those 4 bags in no time at all.
Yeah, and again, I say a month, you know, for ideal conditions, but really, you can stretch it a little bit. I mean, this powder is very stable, so. What else was I going to say about that?
One quick warning. When you start out, if you're experimenting on making different flavors in your kitchen, don't trust your friends. When I give out ice cream to my friends, it's, "Steve, I love you. Steve, you're wonderful. This vanilla is terrific." A month later of free ice cream, it's, "Steve, this is really good, but I think it needs another ounce of vanilla."
Yes.
2 months later, it's, "Steve, can't you make anything other than vanilla? For God's sake, I'm sick of it." So you won't get any truth out of your friends for 3 months. This is ready. I'm going to turn off the refrigeration.
All right.
And I've already started taking some out.
Okay, we've got the Oreo pieces here.
If you'll shake those in just like that as I draw out the ice cream.
Sure.
And if you want to wear gloves to do that, that's fine. Nate and I are both FDA approved, so we don't have to. You know, we've passed all the tests.
We've been sanitized.
Yes. Scrutinized and sanitized. Isn't that great? Look at that.
There you go.
That is beautiful.
And that's coming out. That's the consistency you want. So you'll see that the dairy-free mix comes out really creamy, really thick. It's not like a sorbet, it is like an ice cream, it really is.
And that makes it a lot more refreshing in the high heats of Florida.
That's right. Yeah, it's really a combination of refreshing and rich at the same time.
Look at that, that is beautiful. And look how fast we got that out. We could go on to the next flavor right away. Let me get a couple of spoons and we'll try that.
Let's see. Should I go ahead and hit stop here, Steve?
You can stop it.
All right. And if you want to play around with the mix, I should have probably mentioned this in the 2 other videos that we've made, but go ahead and get in touch. We'll ship you a sample, enough to make, a couple gallons. So, because you have to taste it to believe it.
That's the best of the day.
You think that's the best one?
Yeah. Nate, this has been an awful lot of fun. I'm hoping that I know you're vice president there, but I hope the higher-ups will allow you to come back to Florida and make more products so we can put more of them out there on the videos, but great job.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
We had a lot of fun, and if you have any questions, Nate's phone number for Mami's is going to be there with all the information. You can call him direct. It's one of the beauties of his company, just like Emery Thompson and Green Mountain Flavors. There's a live person on the other end of the phone. It's not a telephone tree where you call, push button 1, push button 6, leave a phone number, and we'll never call you back. They care, at Mami's, they care a lot about their customers.
That's right.
Naomi Posner runs a beautiful business there, and you're really going to like this product, trust me. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Steve.
Great job.